Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about 8 habits extraordinary dog owners have. These habits improve your bond with your dog, which then improves your dog's behavior, your dog's health, and your dog's overall quality of life. The first tip is to learn how dogs communicate. Learn how dogs communicate with their body and what they're trying to tell you. Dogs are always trying to talk to us, and they always tell us what they want and what they need when they're uncomfortable, when they're happy, when they're sad. And when we know what our dog is trying to tell us, our dog learns that this is a partnership and they trust you and they feel confident and comfortable because they know that if they're in a situation where they're overwhelmed, they're fearful, they're upset, they want something changed, they know and trust that you can help them get to a better place because you know what they're trying to tell you. Often dog owners don't notice or don't listen when their dog is trying to talk to them because they don't know dog body language and how dogs communicate. So the first tip is to learn how dogs communicate and learn what your dog is trying to tell you. When they trust that you know what they are trying to tell you, they will remain more calm, they'll listen to you, they'll act in more manageable ways, and they'll stay calm in situations that are overwhelming or fearful. They feel safe and secure, and they know that you are going to solve their problems because you understand them. They know that you have their back when they know that you understand what they're saying. The second tip is to consider what your dog gets out of each and every single day. Give your dog something to be excited about each day. Whether it's a treat, a bone, a game of fetch, playing inside, a walk, whatever it is, provide variety. What excitement did your dog get out of today? Keep their life exciting, provide enrichment, consider their mental stimulation so they're not just sitting at home all the time or going on the exact same walk every time. Tip number 3 is to be proactive. This means stopping problem behaviors before they even occur. So think ahead. Think how your dog might react and then set up the situation or environment so your dog doesn't do behaviors that you don't want them to do. Don't wait for the untrained dog or a puppy to get bad habits and to do behaviors that you don't want them to do. Prevent them from doing those behaviors in the first place. Don't wait until you have to correct the behaviors. Set your dog up for success. It's a lot easier to teach your dog good behaviors and manners instead of trying to correct behaviors or break bad habits. Teach your dog what they're supposed to do before they learn the bad habits. Tip number 4 is to remember that training is continuous. It is a lifetime thing. It doesn't only happen when they're a puppy. You have to think of your everyday life with your dog, thinking of each brief interaction as a teaching and training moment. This means that you have to put in a lot of time and work. Having a dog is a big commitment. And tip number 5 is to think about what you want your dog to do, not what you don't want them to do. Keep the end outcome in mind. Your dog will receive clear and consistent messages from you in all types of settings and situations. This will allow your dog to develop into a calm and confident dog who truly understands what is expected of them and which behaviors are appropriate to choose from. So your dog's better able to make choices on their own. Tip number 6 is to consider your dog's feelings and emotions. They can experience both positive and negative emotions. They can experience pleasure, comfort, fear, anxiety, and we impact our dog's stress levels. When we are stressed or anxious, our dogs mirror that back and they become stressed and anxious. When we're happy and go-lucky and optimistic, so are our dogs. When we reduce our own stress and anxiety, we'll notice that our dog's stress and anxiety also reduces. Tip number 7 is that when it comes to behaviors that you don't like or that you want to change, consider the root of the problem. Find the cause of the problem and the behavior. Why is your dog acting like this? Why is your dog doing this? Understand why. To understand and solve problems, first you find the cause, the why, and then you be proactive and use management techniques to prevent the behavior from occurring. And then lastly, you put the long-term solutions into place. And the final tip, tip number 8, is to nurture and reward calm behavior. For example, when you get home and your dog's at the door waiting for you and they're really excited to see you, it's natural to bend down, pet them, say hi, and they kind of get all excited and they want your attention. They're happy you're home, and when you give them your attention, when they're excited and happy and jumping up and maybe barking and going crazy, you're rewarding this crazy kind of behavior. When you don't want your dog to react in situations crazy, you want your dog to be calm and confident. So instead of rewarding a state of mind that is really hyper and anxious and crazy, reward your dog when your dog is calm. Make sure your dog's sitting, maybe walk in the door and let your dog go crazy, but ignore your dog, which is really hard to do and it's not something that we want to do. But in the long term, you'll get better outcomes because your dog will know how to react calmly in exciting situations, overwhelming situations, or stressful situations when you really want them to be able to act calm. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed these tips and are able to implement them with your dog, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.